What's going on, guys? It's Boxing Lowdown and I'm back here with another video. Now, as always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Feel free to drop a comment if you like and I'll happily get back to you. Now, let's talk about this week's Mythical Monday matchup. Very good matchup that I've got in mind for you guys here today, and it's at heavyweight. And you know, at heavyweight, man, it always goes down. And I want to get your thoughts and opinions on this fight here, man. Frank Bruno and Dillian Whyte. Who would have won this fight and how? Now, when I think of Frank Bruno and Dillian Whyte, I think of that sit down that they did for Sky Sports. It was before one of Dillian Whyte's fights. Maybe it was Oscar Rivas, or I'm not sure, but it was before one of his fights. You know, they did a little preview and they had Frank Bruno there just sitting down talking with Dillian Whyte. He had the WBC belt that he eventually picked up later on in his career, and there was a lot of mutual admiration between the two. I mean, they got on very well, and you know, it was good to see, you know, one former heavyweight talking to another. You know, a lot of respect there. So yeah, it was good to see. But if they fought now, you know, prime for prime, and again, we can only really talk about this in a mythical matchup, of course, but who would have won if they did meet in their primes, these two? Because you know, Frank Bruno, let's start with him first of all. He was a very muscular heavyweight. There were a lot of comparisons to AJ when AJ first started out, but I don't think those comparisons are very accurate, and I think that those comparisons were down to the muscular build. But yeah, Frank Bruno had a muscular build. He had a pretty strong jab, and he had some power as well. Do you know what I mean? Frank Bruno, I think the first 14, 15 or so fights of his, all knockouts. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, at a certain level, he was knocking everybody out. But when he stepped up the level later on in his career, that's when he fell short. But no disgrace really when you have a look at some of the heavyweights back then. I mean, we're talking about the guys like Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, those sort of guys. You know, Dillian Whyte on the other hand, I mean, he's yet to win a world title, but he's still well in the prime of his career right now. I'd say he's approaching or at his prime right now. And you know, he's been chasing for that title shot for a long time. Feels that he's ready for it. He's had a couple of setbacks. He had a setback to Anthony Joshua, of course, and he had a setback to Alexander Povetkin that he did avenge in ruthless fashion. So these two would have been a good fight, man, because Dillian Whyte has got a good jab when he uses it as well. His best weapon, I'd say, is his left hook. So yeah, this would be a good fight. This would actually be a good fight. It'd be an entertaining one. Some of the comments that I've received so far on my Insta or on my Twitter is, you know, it'd be a shootout, and maybe if it ends early, then they favour Frank Bruno, or if it ends late, like they favour Dillian Whyte. So it's really down to what you prefer. I kind of lean towards that sort of suggestion as well, that if it ends early, then you got to go with Frank Bruno, and if it ends late, you got to go with Dillian Whyte. And I think Frank Bruno, he did struggle with his stamina towards the end of fights, man. And if Dillian Whyte was able to weather the early storm, then I'd favour him. I'd favour him against Frank Bruno, but that's if he can weather the early storm. He has been down before, he has been hurt before, and Frank Bruno definitely would have had the power to hurt Dillian Whyte, but Dillian Whyte would have had the power to hurt Frank Bruno, you know. So this is a good matchup, man. Again, I'm going to pat myself on the back for this one. I know it's probably been done before, but I think this is a good fight, man, and I think it would have been very entertaining. Let me know what you guys think, man. Who wins this and why? Frank Bruno and Dillian Whyte in their primes. Would have been a good fight, man. Would have been a good fight. Who am I going to lean with in this, man? I'm going to lean towards Dillian Whyte. I'm leaning towards Dillian Whyte. I think he's improved a lot. He could definitely get caught, but I think that he's improved a lot since he's come on in his career. And I think he's got a better repertoire of punches than Frank Bruno does. I think Frank Bruno would have the edge in power, and he does have a stiff jab. But I think I'd favour Dillian Whyte late in this one. But then again, there's no really right or wrong answer in this, but I'm going to say Dillian Whyte. Either way, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Any suggestions for any future Mythical Monday videos, as always, just drop them in the comments or just let me know. And I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.